be studying Java with Selenium. Okay. The main course highlights are I'll be teaching you the core Java concept. Okay, we'll study the before going to Selenium, we'll study the coding also here. Okay, if then it will be easy for you. You can brush up all the Java concepts, and I'll teach you the framework designing and all. And also we'll do some assignments just to improve our confidence level. Okay, practice for the practice section, we'll do assignments, and we'll do the demo project also just to implement what all we have studied. And in between I'll give you few interview tips also. While teaching itself, I'll give you interview tips. Okay, and then at the end of the section we'll do conduct a mock interview to increase your confidence level. And the total duration of this course will be 40 to 45 hours. So these are the course syllabus we'll be studying. I'll share with you guys this one. Okay. So you can just go through this. I'll share this what all we are going to study. So let's come to the course. So we are going to study software testing. You have software testing means it's a process of testing an application. See, with an example, let me explain. If you have a Facebook application, so before releasing that, if you are going to test whether this application has any errors, or this application is meeting the uh, customer requirements, or if there are any bugs in the error, we are going to test that. So we call that we are testing an application, whether there are errors or any bugs are there in the application. See, consider Facebook. If that Facebook, there are many pages, home pages, login page and all. Whether these pages are working properly, we are going to test that. We call that as a software testing. If there are any defects in the application that we are going to release, we call that as a software testing. Okay. So we can do this testing either manually or by automation. So manual testing means the human testers are going to test this. All the, see in your Facebook, if your home page is working properly or not, that human tester, we are going to write some validations there and test whether that is going to work or not. We call that as a manual testing. And automation testing for the same, in order to check the Facebook page Facebook's home page, if we are writing a script, that is we are writing a code and then executing that, we call that as a automation test. In manual testing, so I'm telling the difference between these two, manual and the automation. Manual, since everything human interface we are required, that is we are going to execute each one, right? So the execution time will be more. In automation testing, since we are writing the scripts, the execution time will be less. And in this manual testing, say consider your Facebook. If you want to just go to the login page and test only the login page, you can directly do that. But in automation test, since you have written the scripts, if you want to check the login page, first what you will do, you have to go to the, according to in order only it will come. First it will go, if your code for home page is first, means it will check that home page, then it will come to the login page. That is, it will not allow random testing, in a order it will come. Manual testing, since we are doing it manually, it's a one-time test. This allows repetitive test. What is repetitive test? We can test it again and again. And also it will allow mainly when regression tests are needed. That is, we are going to test the impacted application. Say consider a Facebook page. If there is any defect in some login page and the tester fixes that bug in the login page, and you are checking the impacted modules, it might affect the home page also, or any settings, if we are checking all the impacted modules after fixing a bug in that respective page, we call that as a regression testing. That is impacted modules we are going to test. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, software testing means we are going to test our application whether there are any errors or any bugs are there. We call that as a software testing. Automation testing means in software testing it's automation means we are writing scripts for our application, then we are going to test. We call that as a automation testing. So then we are into we are going to study Selenium with Java in a course, right? So what is this Selenium? Selenium. It's a tool to automate our applications, right? So we'll study what are the features of this Selenium. So the main feature is it's an open source tool. So what is open source tool means? You can just download this Selenium from their website for free. It's not a paid version. So there are many tools, automation tools available in the market, but all are paid one. Only the Selenium is a free version. So most companies are referring this Selenium in order to automate their applications. Okay. So this Selenium is a free version. That's we call that as an open source tool. You can just download it and start automating. And then it is exclusively for web-based application. So that is whatever you run on your browser. We call that as a web-based application. On your browser, you give the URL and then you can open the applications. So we call that as on your browser, right? In your browser, you just give the URL and run the application. We call that as a web-based application. Anything that you give on all the application that you can open using your browser window, we call that as a web-based application. All those applications you can automate using this Selenium tool. And it supports multiple browsers. See, we have Chrome browser or Firefox browser, Safari, Internet Explorer. All this Selenium tool supports all these browsers. You can automate anything, all the applications that runs in Chrome, Firefox, Safari. All this you can automate. And it supports multiple platform. So that is if your machine is a Windows machine, or if it is a Mac, or if it is a Linux, any machine it will support all these machines. And also it will support multiple languages, even if you are in whichever language you are expertise. If you are expertise in C# or Java, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, any language, whichever language you are expert in, that language you can write the code and execute this. That's the main advantage of this Selenium tool. So that is, it's an open source tool. That is, we can download it for free, and it's mainly a web-based application. That is anything that you can open in your browser that can be automated, and it supports all the platforms, Windows, Mac, Linux, or any platform it will support, and you can write it in open it. It will support multiple browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and you can write the code in any language, Java, Python, anything. So these are the main features of Selenium. Clear? That's why we go for Selenium. So we see the Selenium WebDriver architecture. So when we automate something, how this will work, we'll see. Selenium, how this, whenever we execute something, how this is working in a backend, we'll see that. See, if we want to automate some Facebook page in a browser, okay? That is your browsers means Chrome browser or Firefox, Internet Explorer, all these browsers, right? If you want to automate something, So what we have to do, we have to first write the code, right? Where we write the code? We write the code in an editor window. So here, this is our editor window. So when we are writing this Selenium supports multiple languages, right? You can write code in anything. So if you are writing in Java, means the editor for that is Eclipse. If you are writing the code in Python, the editor we use is a PyCharm. Similarly, in whichever editor you are going to write, the corresponding in the corresponding editor we write the code. So here we are using Java with Selenium. So we write the code in Java. We write our code in this Eclipse editor. So what we do, we write the code to open the browser in this Eclipse editor. Here we write the code here, and then we'll run that code. Okay, when we run, what we call this as writing our code, we call this editor as our client, and we call this as the server. Okay, so when we write the code and we run that, the corresponding code what we have written, that is converted to JSON format, and then it is passed to the driver. So this is the browser drivers. So before your code reaches this browser, there is one more block here. It is, we call that as a drivers. So Chrome, every browser has its own driver. So Chrome has Chrome driver. The Firefox browser has Firefox driver. IE has IE driver. Similarly, every browser has browser driver. So what is this driver? So imagine you have a car. So you want to go to some destination. So this is your destination. So how you will go? Your driver will take you to that destination, right? Same way. So using this code, if you want to reach this browser, this driver will take you to that destination. See, from here I have written a code to open my Facebook page. That code is converted to JSON format. This Chrome driver has the knowledge to interpret with that JSON format code, and then what this Chrome driver will do, it will tell the Chrome browser that, so if in that code, if it finds any Chrome, then it will go to that Chrome browser, and then it will tell the browser to perform the corresponding action. So this driver is converting that is, it is initiating the task. So if you want to open the Facebook page, that is going to that will tell the Chrome browser to open the Facebook page. So once this Chrome browser opens your Facebook page, that's a response back, right? So once Facebook page is open, it will intimate this Chrome driver. This Facebook page has opened. So what this Chrome driver will do again? It will wrap that code back to JSON format, and then it will send to our editor. So this is where in the editor window we'll see the output. Okay. This is what it is happening in the backend. Whenever you tell if you any browser operation, or whenever you are going to automate something, how it is going to automate? First, whatever the code you write, that code is converted to the JSON format, and then it will interpret Chrome driver, or if let's imagine Chrome. So the Chrome driver will interpret with that code, and then that if it finds a Chrome, then it will tell the browser to perform the corresponding action what you have written in your code. So if it is to perform a click operation, any click operation, then it will tell the browser to perform the click operation. So after performing the corresponding option, this browser will give the response back to this driver. Then again the driver will wrap that code back to JSON format, and it is sent to our editor Eclipse. So here we'll see our output. Okay, is that clear how it is performing in the backend? So this is what you need not remember all this. That is, I just told you. So when we run the application, just see open directly in your window. Just the browser will be open and corresponding actions will be performed. But this is what happening in the backend. You should remember this. Okay. Now we'll see one basic Java program to how to perform one basic Java program. Okay. I'll explain you all the installation methods and which all files you have to download and all in a regular class. Okay, since this is the first demo class, I'm just directly explain you. I'll explain you in detail how to download all this and how to download Eclipse editor. In this Eclipse editor, we are going to write a Java program, right? So I'll explain you all this, how to download and which all files you have to download for Selenium and all. So don't worry, and also I'll explain you the basic that is Java, few Java programs also I'll explain you so that you can, it will help you to brush up, right?
Yes.
So first, so this editor is open. So now what we have to do, we have to create a project, right? So in order to create a project, we go for file, open, click on new, then create a new Java project. So I'll create the project name demo project. So then click on finish. So your project is demo project is created. So then where we are going to write the code, inside the class file we are going to write our code, right? So just click on this demo project. So you'll get these two sub files. So here in this source, just right click on this, go to new class. So here I'll write new class. So this is my class name, and here tick on this public static void. So in this checkbox you just tick here, then give finish. So you'll get this window. So in this public class, public static void, these are all the Java keywords, right? We call this as a keywords. You remember this keywords? So inside this class file only we'll write our code, is it? So whichever code we want to execute, that code will be writing inside this class file. So then why this main? So main means our Java execution will start in this main block. So whatever the code you write inside this main block, this Java will execute only those codes. Whatever you write outside this, it will not execute. That is, execution control will start inside this main block. So inside this main, the execution control will go. So let's write a small code to print something. So the syntax is system dot, we are printing something out dot print ln. So this is a syntax. So you can see here itself when you type, you can all the suggestions will be shown. You can just select from that. No need to remember all the codes and all, it will show the suggestions. So I am going to write, I started learning Java. So end it here, some error is there, right? So end it with semicolon. Error gone. So that is whatever, when you should remember this, you should enter every code with semicolon, otherwise it will show error. Just that's mandatory, semicolon is mandatory. So we'll run this and see whether we'll get the output. Yeah, this is the output. So this is my output window. We call that's a console window. Here we get the output for the Java codes what we have written. So here inside this I started learning Java. Here in the console window, here that's a output window. That is console. Here we see our output. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes,
Can
got
you
it.
recall your coding?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So then we'll see why. See, I'll just copy this and I'll write it again. Print the same thing again and I'll run this. So it's in the output, it's in the two new lines, right? So now I'll just delete this ln. Let's see what happens. Any guess? If I delete this ln? See here, both the output, that is I started Java, again I started learning Java in the same line. So in order to print your output in the new line, we give print ln. Print ln. So this will be helpful for you. That is, in order to see your output better in the new lines, we give this print ln. Otherwise all the output will be in the same, it will be continuous. It will not, in order to start your output in the new fresh line, so we give this print ln. Done as Java application, see here. So this one sample basic Java program. So you are clear with this basic Java program? Okay, now I'll show you one Selenium code. That is how I said our main course is what we are going to study the automation. So we'll study how to automate some browser. So for that we have to write the Selenium. I'll comment in the same window I'll do. Okay. So I'll just comment this too. We use this slash to comment. So what is comment? That means the Java will, if you are, when you are writing the code and when you want to, your Java need not touch those codes. Then what will touch that statement? If you want, if you see, we wrote here system.println. So you want to know what is that. So you write here, this is to print output or whatever, to print. So and your Java, if you write like this, then what it will show the error. So if you want to comment that is Java need not touch these lines. So what you will do? You just two slashes. So it will not, Java will not touch this. It will take as a comment. So you can go with your code. I'll comment this too. And so let's see, let's open the Google page. So in order to open the Google page, so we'll write a script to open Google page. So what I have, while explaining the Selenium WebDriver architecture, I had told you what it will do. Whenever I write the code in Java, that code is converted to JSON format and it is interpreted by driver, right? So here, so I'll teach you how to, we have to download the Chrome drivers and all. I'll teach you all those. So here we have a syntax to open that browser. Now I'll just write that syntax, okay? So the syntax is WebDriver space driver equal to you're allocating a new memory, you are going to invoke Chrome driver. So this is a syntax to invoke a Chrome driver. So similarly for Firefox we have, and you need not by heart this, I'll teach you how to, from where we'll get this syntax and all. Okay. And this Chrome drive invoke, if we write this code alone, will not open the Chrome browser. Why? These Chrome browsers and all are, or Firefox, it might be Firefox, Chrome, IE, all these are the third-party browsers. This will not allow the Selenium to automate their browsers directly. So this Selenium need permission from the Chrome browser to open their browsers. So for that, what this browser guys have done means they have generated one .exe file. So and given to Selenium people to open their browser. So Selenium people just download that .exe file and they can invoke, if they download that .exe file, whichever given by the, if it is a Chrome, whichever is given by the Chrome people, then they can execute the, invoke their Chrome browser. So the syntax for that is system.set property. This one, see here, you'll get. So here, so this is a syntax given by the, in order to open the Chrome browser, Selenium guys have set this syntax. WebDriver dot Chrome driver, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. So here we'll give the path. That is, we have to download this Chrome driver and we'll give the path of that. So where that, so in my system, I have saved it here. My documents. Here Java. So just click on that Chrome driver. So this we have downloaded from the net. So I'll teach you how to download this in a regular classes. I'll teach you how to download these drivers and all. For Firefox, similarly for all the browsers, we have to download this and save it in some file. So I'll teach you all this, how to download and all. So just right click on that, go to properties, go to security. So here object name, here you see the path. So I said, I had told you this Chrome Chrome guys have given the file in .exe format in order to Selenium to invoke. So here the file is in .exe form. Just copy that file and paste it. End it with semicolon. Now you have a written a code to invoke the driver. So next, what the main? So these two steps clear. So I'll teach you how to write this and all. Need not remember all these codes. So for that we have to download few things. I'll teach you that. Okay. Don't worry now. So after writing this, we have to download the, we have to some build path, we have to give connection for this. For that we'll go to the your project name. We have to download few jars. So what is jar? It's a collection of files, right? So few files we need to link to this our project. So just go to your project names. Here my project name is demo project. Right click on that, click on this build path and configure build path. So here select Java build path, in that select class path, and we are going to add all the jars. That's a collection of files we are going to add. Just select that So here you have so many jars. So these are, you require these jars to automate your code. So just press Ctrl and select all this and give open. So there'll be few more jars will be there. So inside this lib, these two jars also you have to add. So the files inside the lib file we added. So outside lib, these two jars are there. We'll add this also. Just give open. Apply and see all the jars. That's all the 6 jars are added. How many it might differ. So all the jars you can add. Apply and close. So now all the jars you have added. You move your cursor. You are seeing few errors right here. WebDriver error and Chrome driver error. So you just move your cursor here. You can see some suggestion box. That is, you have to import this one. WebDriver dot import that. So error gone. See here. That imported, that is the jars you downloaded, you linked with this. From there you can select this. That's a WebDriver jar you have imported. And here move your cursor here. Then import Chrome driver, the files that are needed to execute this Chrome driver. All the files you have downloaded now. So now your Chrome browser will be invoked. So we'll write the code to what we said. We'll open one Google page. So for that, see here this driver, this is the object we created for this class Chrome driver. Just use that driver dot get. We'll give the URL here. I'll open this Google page. Google.com. So what should be the output? I need to open my Google page without writing any comment. So first when we run this, what should be the output? The Chrome browser has to open, and in that the Google page has to open. So just give run. See here your Chrome browser is open and you are in Google page. So without giving any comments in the URL page, you are directly invoked your Chrome browser and you have opened one Google page. Is this clear?
Yes.
So I'll teach you, don't worry, I'll teach you from where to download this and how to download all this and how to write all this. I'll teach you, okay? Just for this, today's I am writing it directly. Don't worry, we'll work from where we'll get all this. We'll see that, okay? Now, see, I'll check one more. Any other website? We'll see Amazon. Whether this will work. What is done as? Yeah, it's working. So now you have opened the page. See, I am closing this manually, right? So you can do this also automatic. So how to write? Just same driver dot quit. Semicolon. Now, so now what should the Amazon page has to be opened, and then this one automatically it has to be closed, right? We'll run this and see whether that's happening. say Amazon page, and it's closed automatically. So the same way, so if you want to write something in the same way, we can open the Facebook page, and in Facebook page or in home or in password or username section, if you want to write everything, we can write in our code itself. Clear? So these are some sample programs. So we'll go through this in detail in our regular classes. Okay, is that clear for you? Any doubts?
No.
I have one question, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
For the import, you put the import, is that like the website or that's the actual code that we have to follow for the import org dot?
No, you need not remember these two import code. See, we are going to invoke the Chrome browser, right? See, I wrote this code, driver equal to new Chrome driver. So this we need to link this with our external Selenium, this JAS, right? Some properties, WebDriver, Chrome driver. In order to invoke the Chrome browser, we are going to download this Chrome driver, right? So this Chrome driver, so this has some properties. So those files we need to import to that. So when you just move, I'll delete, I'll show you. You need not remember this. See here, you are getting the error. So in build path, we have added some jar files. You remember that?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
Lauren. We need to import those files to our project. So without there, the properties of these files will be present in that jar. So we need to import that. So you just move your cursor here on this WebDriver. You can see import. Just import the corresponding WebDriver files you are bringing to your program. That's it. Okay.
Yes,
Same
okay.
way, Chrome driver. The Chrome driver, whichever the files are there you have downloaded, that files you are going to bring to your program. So you just move your cursor here. So it will show the suggestions. Import. So what all files for this, in order to execute this Chrome driver you require, you will import that. That's it. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any other doubts? So this import and all when we are doing our regular programs. So when I'll teach you from where we'll just go from the basics we'll do. That is from Chrome, we'll go to the Chrome browser and download this Chrome driver. So all this we'll see. So then you'll understand it better, how we are getting this import and what's the purpose of doing this. So since I have written these codes directly here, system set property web drivers, so it might be a bit confusing for you, right? So from where we got, you might be thinking like that. So when we in detail, when we study this, you'll understand it better. Okay.